First ever water cuts declared for Colorado River in historic drought. Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the U.S. by volume, has drained at an alarming rate this year. At around 1,067 feet above sea level and 35% full, the Colorado River Reservoir is at its lowest since the lake was filled after the Hoover Dam was completed in the 1930s. Lake Powell, which is also fed by the Colorado River and is the country's second largest reservoir, recently sank to a record low and is now 32% full. With the lake expected to remain at around 1,066 feet of elevation into 2022, according to the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation's latest monthly projections, the agency announced that the Colorado River will go into the first tier of water cuts beginning January 1st. Given ongoing historic drought and low runoff conditions in the Colorado River Basin, downstream releases from Glen Canyon Dam and Hoover Dam will be reduced in 2022 due to declining reservoir levels, the report said. Lake Mead provides water to roughly 25 million people in Arizona, Nevada, California, and Mexico, according to the National Park Service. Under the complex priorities system, Arizona and Nevada will be affected by the Tier 1 shortage. Arizona will see an 18% reduction in the state's total Colorado River supply, primarily impacting agriculture. Although Nevada will need to adhere to a 7% reduction in its Colorado River water supply in 2022, the state had already reduced its deliveries and no change is expected due to the shortage, according to John Ensminger, general manager of the Southern Nevada Water Authority. Snaking its way through the Rocky Mountains to the Gulf of California, the Colorado River's volume had been dwindling due to extreme heat and drought. T.J. Atkin, a cattle rancher in Utah and Arizona, described the toll the drought was taking on his family's business and his animals. At a news conference announcing the cuts, U.S. officials said climate change is behind the West's water shortage. A UN report released last week emphasized the role human-caused climate change plays in drought frequency and intensity.
Globally, droughts that may have occurred only once every 10 years or so now happen 70% more frequently, according to the report. The link is particularly strong in the western U.S., scientists said, which is currently in the grips of a historic, multi-year drought. More than 95% of the West was in drought as of last week, the largest area in the history of the U.S. Drought Monitor. On average, the Colorado River's flow has declined by about 20% over the last century, according to a 2020 study by U.S. Geological Survey scientists. Over half of that decline can be attributed to warming temperatures across the basin, researchers said. The significance of the reservoir's rapid decline cannot be overstated. The Colorado River supplies water to more than 40 million people living across 7 U.S. states and Mexico. Lake Mead and Lake Powell provide a critical supply of drinking water, hydropower, and irrigation for many communities across the region, including rural farms and tribal nations. As the climate rapidly changes, Udall said the West should prepare for more shortages. Climate change is water change, and many of the worst impacts we're going to see out of climate change are through changes in the water cycle, Udall said. Not only do we have to plan for these undesirable water outcomes, but we also have to get our act together and reduce greenhouse gases as fast as we can.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.